Hello, my fellow artists. It's me. I was gonna type something up, but then I thought I was gonna be too verbose. I'm still a little bit jet lagged. Just got back last night. Here is my beautiful Ganesh necklace that I found. I wrote you guys about that I found in this charming little town called Saint Paul de Vence, just right outside of Nice. Was so cute. And here's a little weird synchronicity. I've been listening to Surrender. It's 40 Songs, One Story, written by Bono about the rise of U2. As I was walking around Nice that day, I went up and got to have my artist date, which was like, I guess 2 days ago, or I went to the Marc Chagall Museum. As I was just walking through the streets, I was listening to Bono telling his stories, and he's talking about being in Saint Paul de Vence. I was like, I'd never heard of this town before, ever. And then I'm walking through Nice, listening to Bono talking about his trip to this amazing town the day after I just visited that town. So that was a fun little synchronicity for me on my trip. And then, yeah, apparently you too have spent a lot of time in Nice. So it was really, really fun to get to listen to that, like, while I was there. But just such a heart expansive trip that I had. And I am so grateful to the Artist's Way. And some of you know this, or some of you might not, but it's my third time reading the book. And in that, I was just really able to see how far I've come as a person, to be able to be like so comfortable to be by myself in a foreign country, even though I do speak the language, which is helpful, but just like had no problem and was actually like craving those times to go out by myself. And so I was able to have the two artist date. One was in Lausanne, where I got to walk along the river and I discovered that beautiful Tibetan temple. And then the other was that day in Nice, where I went up to the Marc Chagall Museum and then went down to the Mediterranean and got myself a fantastic lounge chair and got to write. So those are the two chances I had to write. But other than that, I didn't get much writing but just enjoyed the journey. And that's so much about what she talks about, is enjoying the journey. But coming home this morning, as I was not sleeping because my internal clock is all off, I read this chapter 7, Recovering a Sense of Connection, and I really, really loved a couple things. I underlined, expect the universe to support your dream. It will. That was great. Just about the idea about just getting your art down, getting perfectionism out of the way. I know that I am one who struggles with perfectionism. Wondering how many of y'all have that as well. So just, perfectionism. Just instead of enjoying the process, the perfectionist is constantly grading the results. And I like that part where she talked about how we aren't comparing ourselves like to the student films of George Lucas. We compare ourselves and our creation to Star Wars, right? Like, just this idea of that it's our ego that's getting in the way of the process and hindering us from creating at all. So many great quotes. We cannot escape fear. We can only transform it into a companion that accompanies us on all our exciting adventures. It's on page 122. Little side quote. But yeah, perfectionism, and then risk taking, jealousy, just noting that there's room for everybody. And as I meet more and more people that are living a life in the space that I want to be creating my new life's work in, every time I meet someone, there is that like underlying hinge of like, oh, like this person's already doing this and they're better at it or whatever. And it's just like, no, you know what? Like, they might be farther along in their journey, and but there's room for all of us, and there's the right words that land at the right time in the right way. And so just knowing that there's so many, you never know who's going to say the thing. But I really love the jealousy map exercise on page 124 about noticing like who you might be jealous of and why, and then an action antidote. So she said, like, for example, I'm jealous of my sister Libby. Why? Because she has a real art studio. And so an action antidote is to fix the spare room. I love that. I love the completing the phrases exercise. And the mantra for this week, even though it's the end of the week, I realized treating myself like a precious object will make me strong. Really, really love that. Loved all the tasks, like giving yourself a time to listen to just one side of an album, which I did. I had to listen to the Joshua Tree after listening. I was like, you get teased by this book that Bono wrote about like the creation of a lot of the songs, but I was like, I just need to hear the album. And I did, and it was fantastic. And then I was like, oh, so that was one of the tasks, taking yourself into a sacred space as a task, creating a wonderful smell in your house, wearing your favorite article of clothing for no special reason. So many fun, playful tasks this week. So I encourage you to be playful and look at that. Those are on page 126 and 127. And then finally, if you are local, it is the first Sunday of the month, this Sunday, July 2nd. So my house will be open for Soul Growth Book Club from 2 to 4. And I thought we could do task number 7, the collage. So some call it a vision board, but collect a stack of 10 magazines. Allow yourself to tear them apart for 20 minutes. So come on over if you're local from 2 to 4, and we'll do a little collage and just connect. And even if you have only done the reading and haven't done the writing or the artist dates, or maybe you've done the writing but haven't done the reading or the artist dates. It seems that the artist dates are the hardest, most challenging thing for some people. It doesn't matter wherever you are. If you've been traveling and you got off track, just jump back in where we are is my recommendation, because you do have the support of a group that's working through it together. And we'll start week 8 on Sunday. And just, even if you're behind, just jump back in week 8 to the extent that you're able. So again, this Sunday from 2 to 4, come on over to my house and we will do a collage, just create something and just check in. Just check in on everybody's journeys. So that's it. Okay. Whew. Much easier to put it in a video than to write it in a text. So I love hearing about all the adventures. I love hearing you guys chime in about what's working, where the challenges are. So keep using that WhatsApp if you find that is a great, a comfortable space to do so. Yeah, we will go from there. So it's great to be home. I hope you guys are enjoying your summers, enjoying this journey, and look forward to seeing some of you on Sunday afternoon. All right, bye.